Welcome back. Well, it's a known fact that men and women have the tendency to handle things typically in different ways. And today we shed light on a topic that does not get as much attention as it should.
And we have counselor Heather Buer with us today from Valley Christian Counseling to really shed some light on this for us. And I know how I handle, and in the past in my life have handled depression. And it was very confusing, those emotions, to my husband. So does male and female depression actually differ?
It looks different, yes, it does. And which is kind of funny because in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, or the DSM, there's just one set of criteria. And so what we see is that men don't necessarily show those criteria. What they're talking about is having a covert depression, which manifests itself in kind of like a numbness or a just kind of checking out. And so what you see is that you've got men who are very successful business people, very successful whatever. Maybe they're really driven, but they work so much they're never home with their kids or their wife. Or maybe there's kind of a latent alcohol problem, or maybe there's...
Hold on. You have every woman who is married or has a man in her life right now going, what? That's my husband.
Right. Well, now not every man who's a workaholic is depressed, but the difference is that in how men and women are just built. Our brains are built differently. We are built for relationship, for emoting. When we talk to each other, we talk face to face.
And when I'm sad, I'm gonna cry a lot.
But as we are raising our young boys, it's, the gender socialization thing, it's not like normal or okay. We have to be strong, we have to raise strong boys, and you don't cry, and you don't show emotion and those types of things. And so really the disorder is more of a female-like disorder. The things that are descriptive of depression are more things that women are going to tend to show. And so men it's unmanly, I guess would be the word, to kind of say that, oh, well, I'm depressed. Because I'll have men come into my office who clearly are not doing well. But when they fill out the questionnaire I have a little sheet with 9 different questions on it, they maybe score like a 1 or a 2 or a 3, like maybe it's not sleeping very well, my interests are, not, I'm not doing my, normal activities, but it's not really bothering me that much, or, maybe I've gained a little weight, that type of thing. But really they're not showing anything significant in terms of the diagnostic criteria, but maybe their personal life is falling apart and they just don't really know it.
Right, and it's not until it's too late that...
Well, too late or borderline too late. A lot of times this covert depression will become overt when the wife is like, I'm filing for divorce.
Right.
Or the kid is caught out doing, all sorts of mischievous behavior, those types of things.
So why do you think men just sort of stuff it down rather than even go talk to your boys or whatnot? What do you think that's about?
Well, one of the things is the difference in the brains, as I mentioned briefly before. Have you heard of the analogy that men are like waffles and women are like spaghetti?
No. You have?
We have.
Well, I'll share the waffle part with you. So if you think of an Eggo waffle, it's got the little squares in it. And so a male brain has compartments in it, or boxes. So men can compartmentalize their life. So there's a box for work, there's a box for home, there's a box for playing with the kids, there's a nothing box, which really, I'd like to buy one of those.
I know, we're going to get a nothing box.
I'd like a nothing box, please. So you're kind of lucky in that way. But what happens is they tend to compartmentalize these things, and because they don't know what to do with emotion, that's the key. They don't know what to do with the emotion that they feel, whether it's the sadness or the despair, or a lot of times shame, because men are so driven to perform and to succeed, and if there's any failure, that can really throw a man. So they can stuff it into these boxes, and it doesn't necessarily show up as tearfulness or I haven't eaten for 3 weeks or those types of things.
Well, we're going to come back and talk about what you can do about it, and kind of let's talk about what wives can, how they can lead their men to a happier place. Coming up next.